So it's that time of year again where we're moving into 2026 and everybody uses this time to come up with resolutions, to set their goals, to start thinking of who they need to become. Even with astrology, people think the transits, what's Saturn doing, where's Jupiter going? But there is one thing that you're missing, and is looking back at the stories from last year, reflecting back over 2026. And in this video, I'm going to look at one transit that we should all have a look back to. I'm going to break down what that transit was all about, but I'm also going to break down how it looked for me so that you can start to see how my reflection is shaping from it, and you can do the same for yourself. With most things in astrology, previous transits set up the next one. It's like Saturn in Pisces. It'll be clearing out all the things that you were fantasizing over, romanticizing, creating illusions over, so that when it goes into Aries, it'll be able to move on. That is if you've been working with Saturn over his time through Pisces. So if this is your first time here, my name is Jay. Welcome to the channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back. On this channel, I talk about astrology and how to use astrology to make your life better. Not just knowing what's coming and all that good stuff that people want to know, but to actually use this for good so that the energies are not using you. So if that sounds good, maybe consider subscribing. And yeah, let's get into today's video. So the specific transit that I want to talk about is Mars retrograde. And Mars retrograde started last year. Actually, the shadow period for Mars retrograde started in 2023, where it was kind of like showing you the themes that it was going to sort of be working on. But what Mars was actually doing in that shadow period, and I noticed this for me and some of the clients that I had around this time, was that it was cutting away. It was stripping away. It was starting to show you where your action wasn't really working. And I had a client around this time who was really battling with some self-worth stuff. And around this time, she started to feel burnt out. She started to put herself in the back. She didn't really want to do much with regards to film and content. With me, this looked like I was getting rid of clients. The clients that I had, they weren't really the sort of clients that I wanted to work with. Something just didn't feel right. I felt like I had to cut them away. And that's what Mars does as a planet. He wants to cut things. He wants to separate things. It's surgical. It's like he does rule surgeons and all that sort of weapons and all that stuff. Mars is testing you at this point to see, okay, if we cut this away, what are you willing to fight for? Was I willing to fight for these clients and that kind of a business that I was building back then? Absolutely not. And this is why reflection is so crucial. But one thing about astrology is when these things are happening, it's very hard to like say, okay, right, we can be prepared for this. We know what's happening, because you don't know exactly how it's going to play out. But then once you come back and reflect over it, you can say, oh, that is exactly what was happening there. This is exactly this path. And this is exactly what you can start to see where it's starting to lead. But if you don't look back and look over the last story and where it's been leading you and where it's been taking you, then you can't set up for the next story. So I want you to look back at November, December time in 2023. What sort of things were being cut away? What sort of things did you feel like were being stripped from you? Are these things worth fighting for, or are they just things I think I should be doing, or things I think that, well, they're in front of me, so I'll just do it? Like, because a lot of the time with my clients back then, it was, oh, well, I'm just going to work with these people because it means that I don't have to go out and find new people. I don't have to change my business. I don't have to create a new offer. I don't need to do this. I'll pick these because they're right in front of me. Remember, it's in Cancer, so it's protective. There was this protection of having these clients that I could just go to and get work from. And I have to put myself out there. Once I started to strip it away, the protection was gone. Yeah, I had to then fight for that again. I had to fight to protect myself, because well, now that I'm pushing all these clients away and not taking any more work, I have no income coming in. The second part of Mars retrograde, when the actual retrograde began, which was around December, January time, retrogrades make you look back and see all the things, internalized things, and where there's things stopping you and all that sort of stuff. And during this time, Mars was asking you, right, where is there attachments? Where have you been overprotective? Where have you maybe people pleased? A lot of people, when they talk about Mars and they talk about aggression and they talk about violence and they talk about reactions, and it can be something that's really, really simple as, are you willing to fight for this boiler that's been breaking down for the last 5 months, but you can't take it any further? Like, or it could be something more. I've now got no income. What am I willing to fight for to bring that income back? Because I had no income at that point coming in, where was I then going to look to protect? I was going to look to protect myself. I was going to look to protect my daughter. I was going to look to protect my house. I was going to look to protect all that sort of stuff. Now, how am I going to protect them? That is the thing, because that requires action. And this is where Mars is telling you to look back. Look at what you've learned on your journey. How did you combat these things before? How did you protect yourself before? Was it worth it? For me, I knew I wanted to fight for my business. I knew I wanted a business. But that was the thing. I was willing to fight for my business, but I wasn't willing to fight for the business side of like the business coach, marketing coach side of my business. I wanted to fight for a business that done something else. Even just before Mars went retrograde and in the shadow period, it was definitely more about, okay, where am I going with this? What is the journey? Do I even want to do this anymore? Do I want to do something different? But all I could see at that time when it came to astrology on YouTube was people doing forecasts and people doing like the horoscopes and all that sort of stuff. I was always told, when you're starting a new business, look at what was working and then add your unique take on it and go with it. See what happens. Follow the crumbs, if you like. So I did a few forecasts, did a few horoscopes, done that sort of a thing. This was where I had my first win of last year, where I really did grow this channel from like 100 subscribers to over 1,000, pretty much with one video. The reason I'm going to say that video done as well as it did, it was the one about burnout on my channel with the moon signs. If you found me from that video, hello. I'm glad that you're still here watching. Let me know in the comments if you found me on that video. I would really say that was Leo giving me his seal of approval. And the reason being is because, or Mars and Leo, is because it was my unique perspective. It was what I wanted. I wanted an astrology business. And I didn't people please. When I was saying things, the way I was talking about burnout with these moon signs, I didn't hold back. I didn't just say what people wanted to hear. I told them what they needed to hear. Well, like I said, when you're in the thick of it, you can't really see where you're going and all that stuff. You don't, oh, well, Jupiter's going to be coming in and all that sort of stuff. Like you just know roughly where the path's going. But you don't know exactly because there's so much going on. After that point, I started doing more forecasts, like Uranus and Gemini, which did well. I started to do Saturn and Aries, which did well. Neptune, Saturn retrograde, that did well. And I was like, okay, so forecasts are the only way to do this. I need to stick to this performance. So in the integration phase, I was still learning. There was still this, you're letting things get in the way. You're maybe not going in the right direction. You're still creeping back and teaching business. You're still going and doing this. You've got a lead magnet for a roadmap and now you're doing coaching. And there was still all this stuff that I was fighting for in many directions to cure that need of trying to protect myself. I was going back to what I knew was comfortable. I was going back to the performance that had led me to here. And I think the big thing that was outside of my control, which I've not really learned until now, but I was still chasing validation. Now this is more Leo, but as an attachment, yeah, as well. So it kind of does fit in between the two. I was chasing the validation of when I was creating content with views, and if I do this topic, I get views. That was the performance element, which was Leo. But the attachment there was when videos didn't perform, it made me, I need to go back to business. That's what I know. I need to go and do this because that's what I know. I need to go with a trend because that'll work. And that was the Cancer, the attachment, the fear, the sensitive. Oh no, I got a bad video. This is all coming up in the integration phase. And last year was very, very unclear because you've got Saturn and Pisces clouding everything because he's right beside Neptune for most of last year. Now you've got to remember, things that happen in Cancer are making a trine to Pisces. They happen effortlessly. They're not always good or bad. So a lot of this Mars retrograde, the integration stuff, there was still cloudiness going on. There was still confusion. And I think New Year, when I started to do my reflection back on transits that I was paying attention to, then I really was like, okay, I can see the story coming together now. And this is why it is so important for you to look back. It's why it's so important, especially at this time where you've got a whole year worth of stuff to look back over. Like, look back and see the stories. What was Saturn trying to teach you last year? Remember, he's about to move into Aries. What is he trying to get rid of in Pisces so you're ready to step into that? I always like to look at the difference of the transition from Pisces to Aries. It's like a Pisces, you're in the womb. Aries, you pop out, your eyes get opened and you get slapped in the earth, start breathing, and this is like, oh shit, this is reality, we need to go. That's how I think this transition is going to go. It's a wake-up call. But are you ready for that wake-up call? You only get that by looking back. And I probably will do a video of looking back at over Pisces, Saturn and Pisces, because I think that's super important before we get into Saturn and Aries. What was your Mars and Cancer story? Because like I said, I had clients at that time that were coming to me, and there was self-worth, there was burnout, there was people losing things that were dear to them, relationships that were then, I was very, very business focused at that point. So there was relationship struggles that were impacting on their business, that were creating burnout. There was friends leaving. There was all these things getting cut from people and stripped away. What was getting cut and stripped away from you? If you want to share it in the comments, please do. But it's definitely like a time where things were just, you're starting to see. And I've seen it with a few people that I talked to online as well. The start of last year was really tough. And when you drill down into it, you can see that there was things took away and there was things that they had to fight for. And if you had this going on somewhere like the 12th house, that could have been something around your mental health that you were fighting for. Yeah, you were fighting for your health, or you were fighting for your mental health behind the scenes, under the surface. The thing is, in 2027, Mars is going to go retrograde again. Now, you might be like, oh, that's another year away. We're only in 2026. Focus on what we've got. But the reason I tell you this is because we are, there is the Mars Cazimi, which is when Mars is in the heart of the sun, getting refreshed and tidied up and stuff again, where it's going to feel really, really fiery. And that's happening in Capricorn this month. The next retrograde is between Leo and Virgo. You've already had Mars retrograde in Leo last year. What things came up when he was there? When it's in Leo, this is like, where is pride and ego getting in the road? Where is it stopping you taking action? Another thing with Leo is, where is validation the driving force? Where are you having to shrink instead of going full force? Where are you having to shrink instead of fighting? Mars retrograde in Virgo, where are you getting stuck in the details? Where are you overanalyzing things and getting stuck in your head, trying to know the answer, trying to fix people, instead of focusing on what everybody else is doing around about you? Focus on you. I think as well with Mars and Virgo, there's going to be stuff around perfectionism. And one thing with perfectionism is it's kind of that sort of a thing that stops you taking action. It can get you kind of stuck in that loop. And I think that they kind of things will definitely rear their head. And if there is things that are creating that, I need to protect myself, I need to fight, and I'm leading with pride and ego, or I'm chasing validation, or perfectionism is holding me back, and I'm getting stuck in the details, trying to analyze, be precise, and all that stuff. If all these things are getting in the road just now, start to fix that, because Mars will strip, Mars will cut away. And the thing with Mars is, if you're a day chart, Mars could be more malefic than Saturn. If you're a night chart, Mars might be a little bit more gentle. However, this year, I'm a day chart. Mars was a bloody nightmare. Saturn was a bloody nightmare, but that's a different story. So these are the questions I want you to ponder on. Where is pride and ego stopping you? Act. And where are you getting stuck in the details? Where is perfectionism stopping you even getting started? And where is validation your driving force? I want to ask yourself these questions as you go throughout the year. And start to cut away things yourself if you notice things. Because that's one less thing that's going to happen in Mars retrograde. Now, we've got to remember that Mars was fallen in Cancer. So he's in the worst possible place. It was going to be a lot tougher because he threw his dummy out the pram. Yeah. So he is in the worst possible place he could be. So when he's in Leo, he can be fiery, he can be all this stuff. So it's not really the worst place. Virgo, he can be precision and all that stuff. These are not the worst places for him to be. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as last year. I do think we should be starting to prepare for it. And these are the questions I believe at this point, when we're at the start of this year, not near 2027, I think we should be pondering on as we go through the year. If you are still clinging on to attachments, if you are still clinging on to old patterns that you feel like you were maybe creating you to fight for stuff regarding the Cancer area of your house, then it's time to really knock that in the head. Whatever this has been your learning phase or whatever, integration, all that, the next phase is go to. But let me know what Mars retrograde in Cancer was like for you. And if you want to share, because this helps everybody. It doesn't just help me as an astrologer, it helps everybody so they know that they're not alone, that there's other people out there that had a shit time, and that they know that it's okay and that we all had that. So leave it in the comments because I feel like it's really helpful to build this community. If you've enjoyed this video as well, drop a like, all that good stuff. Help this video get found by more people. If you feel it was helpful, I'd love that. And I'll see you in the next one. Have an awesome rest of your day.